Live on tape from Brunswick Zone Roswell in Roswell, Georgia, it's Prodigy Bowlers Summer Tour, a series of unofficial, informal, and impromptu after-league challenge matches conducted by some of the most active and engaged junior bowlers in our Summer Spare Clinic, held Saturdays at 11 a.m. through July 1st. The mission of Prodigy Bowlers Tour is to celebrate junior bowling while we elevate junior bowlers. Today, 6 of our junior bowlers and 2 of our coaches go to the starting gate of our 3rd ever Single Ball Elimination event. Players will throw 1 ball in each frame. The player who gets the low pinfall is eliminated. When we're down to the final 2 players, they'll bowl a head-to-head 1-game match to determine today's winner. We'll meet the players as they come up to bowl. We chose the starting order by random draw of names out of Karina's hoodie. And here we go. Leading off is Charlie. Charlie told me every time we'd done one of these single ball eliminations, he was out of town at a tournament. He wanted to do this. And he begins with a 10-pin. That's a 9 count. Usually 9 is enough, but we'll see. Next to go, Christian. Christian's been bowling pretty well here lately. Looks like he's going with his scandal. And he too with a 10-pin and another 9 count. See if that holds up. Next to go is our 1 2-hander in the field, Mikey. Through the nose and leaves the 3-10 split. And now Mikey's on the bubble with an 8 count. Looking for some help. Karina, who made the finals in her first ever appearance on Prodigy Bowlers Tour in our first of these single ball elimination challenges. She lost in the finale to Mikey. And another 9 count. So 3 players are safely on to frame 2. And oh, look who's making an appearance on Prodigy. Who's this guy? He needs to be behind the camera, not in front of it. That would be me, and we had just bowled on this same pattern a few pairs of lanes down to the left, and I had finally gotten lined up, but I had not thrown a practice ball on this lane. And perhaps I should have.
That didn't react anything like it did over there.
Yes, well, I actually didn't hate that ball off my hand. It was a little different reaction than what I had seen on the lanes I'd been bowling on earlier. But that's a 6 count, and that's trouble. Next up is Lil B, Brandon. Crosses over and gets 9, and he is safe. And now you saw Coach Gene in our end-of-season trophy ceremony when we showed off his handiwork with the plaque that he had made with the Prodigy Bowlers Tour logo on it. but we've never seen him throw a ball on Prodigy before until now. And he puts it in the pocket and gets 9. I think everyone has like 2 or 3 balls up on the rack, so yes, let's get some of them out of the way. Fine idea that, before a couple of them go flying off onto someone's foot. Here's Danny. 9 for Danny, and look who's making an early exit. Oh, joy. Well, that's what you get when you throw a lousy shot like the one I threw, so. All right, we're off to frame 2 now, and Charlie will start us off on lane 40. Through the nose, lucky to get 8. Charlie also had been bowling on the same pair with me, a few pairs over to the left, and he didn't get any practice balls on this pair either. So he's still just throwing exploratory shots, trying to find a line. This pair is nothing like the pair we were bowling on a few lanes down to the left. Meanwhile, Christian had been bowling on this pair earlier, so he should be lined up. This one goes through the nose, and a 4-6 split. That's another 8 count. Will 8 be enough? Mikey carries a nosedive. Wow. Well, it's not how, it's how many, and that means he is on to frame 3. Charlie and Christian are the two that are looking on anxiously, waiting for someone to put up a 7 or worse. What's Karina gonna do here? She's gonna get them all. And she takes a bow, a well-deserved bow, I might add. All right, little B up on lane 40. Needs 8 at least. Hold it. And he got 8 at least. So let's see if we're going to have a large roll-off between our 8s, or if someone can send them on to frame 3. Coach Gene certainly doesn't want to be the player to do that, so he'll take dead aim. He breaks up the 2-4-5 and gets 9. So Coach Gene is safely on to the next frame. And all 4 of our 8s watch anxiously as Danny gets set to go. That's 7. That's the 139. And it's Danny who makes the next exit. So we move next to frame 3. Once again, Charlie leading off. He tries to trip the 4, but not quite. 9 count. Christian was not in our first single ball eliminator. He did bowl in the second. Brooklyn, 8 count. And that puts him on the bubble. Mikey moving way left. Gives it room. And stuffs one. It's our first strike of the day. So next to go will be Karina. You see her hoodie on the back of her shirt there. That's what we use to draw the names, and we appreciate her letting us use it. Another 8 count. Leaves the 3-10 baby split. Doesn't have to shoot it, of course, but she will have to sit anxiously to the side and watch as Brandon and Coach Gene will decide her fate and Christian's fate as they are on the bubble with an 8 count each. The announcement didn't seem to bother him too much. He gets 9 on a Brooklyn. I hope they get that out of range cleared up on 16. All right, Coach Gene needs 9 to go on to the next frame. 8's a roll-off. Or you could just get all 10. So we have 2 players that will go again. All the others are safe for now. But Christian and Karina will continue until we break the tie and send someone home for the day. Someone blurted out some remark. That's not going to push, but a Brooklyn anyway. Okay, well, that puts all the pressure on Karina now. She's got to get them all just to continue the roll-off. Anything less than a strike, and Karina's done. Gonna have to be Brooklyn. Oh, they're still falling. No, not quite all of them. Well, she takes another bow, but this time it's to exit the stage. And Christian will be moving on to the next frame, as we are now down to just 5 players. Charlie leading us off. He steamrolls them there. Next to go is Christian. He goes with extra speed instead of making a move on the lane, and the ball hooks high. He gets 9. We'll see if that'll hold up. I think as far as Christian is concerned, he'll have better luck if he moves left, if he wants to adjust for the ball hooking high. Oh, Mikey gets that one way out, but because he threw it so slow, it came back, and there's a 9 count. And now Brandon getting set. Needs at least 9 to assure that he'll do no worse than a roll-off. Pretty high bar here. Brooklyn again. 8. And now Brandon will be looking on anxiously, as there's just one hope for him, and that would be Coach Gene getting 8 or fewer. But Coach Gene has been right around the pocket every ball so far. This one's Brooklyn, and he gets 9, and that is it for Brandon today. So we move on to frame 5, back to lane 39. Once again, Charlie, first to go. Just 4 players left. Oh, big crossover that time, and he trips the 6. Well, he's not proud of it, but he's not going to give it back either. Whatever it takes to get on to the next frame. Christian now up on the left lane. Changes balls. Goes to his misfit pearl. And crosses over. Once again, we mentioned earlier he was hooking high or crossing over with his scandal, and I said he probably needs to just move left. He didn't do it. Through the nose. There's a 7 count. And that's trouble for Mikey. Will Coach Gene give him a reprieve? I don't know. It's a little wide. Oh, but it just gets a little action off the sideboard to break down the 2-4-5. And Coach Gene gets 8 to end Mikey's day. And for the first time in a single ball elimination challenge on Prodigy, Mikey will not be in the final pairing. Who will? 2 of these 3. There's a 9 count for Charlie. And now Christian. Do no worse than 9. That would ensure at least a roll-off. He'd love to get a strike here. Still doesn't make the move, gets the crossover and a strike. So Christian is safely on to the finale. The question is, who will he be bowling? Charlie or Coach Gene? Coach Gene needs 9 for a roll-off, a strike to advance. Oh, it slipped off his hand. Oh, no. And he grabs his neck in the choking motion. I don't know if it was a choke, but the ball slipped off his hand. It's Charlie and Christian in the finals.
Now, bring the spirit of Prodigy Bowlers Tour to your bowling center with Prodigy Bowlers Tour t-shirts and sportswear, including collared shirts with the Prodigy logo printed on the back to show that you support junior bowling. Check out the entire assortment of Prodigy t-shirts in the Brunswick store. Visit ProdigyBowlersTour.com to see the selection. See the ash gray Celebrating Junior Bowling, Elevating Junior Bowlers t-shirt, or the Who Will Win the Coveted Trophy Pin t-shirt. Or maybe you'd want the one that says, I've come to get my bowl on, right on the front of the shirt, or simply, Bowl Me. There's a t-shirt that says, Bowling. You probably don't get it because it's mainly for smart people. And if you're a proud parent with a junior bowler, we've got a t-shirt just for you. And how about this t-shirt? You're bowling an 8th grader. Prepare to meet defeat. Available in grades 1 through 9, most in both adult and kid sizes. And finally, the shirt that reads, Bowl better, have more fun, take lessons. Then maybe you can keep up with me. The Brunswick store is powered by the people at Cafe Press, and all of these shirts are available right now. Just go to ProdigyBowlersTour.com and click on the link to be taken right to the store. PayPal and credit cards accepted. That's ProdigyBowlersTour.com. Get your bowl on and bring the spirit of Prodigy Bowlers Tour to your house. Order now. Go to ProdigyBowlersTour.com. That's ProdigyBowlersTour.com.
So as we head into the championship match, let's review how we got here. I made the early exit this time, throwing a terrible shot that deserved to get me voted off the island. Then Danny was next to go, followed by Karina, who was eliminated in a roll-off against Christian. Then Brandon was next, followed by Mikey, who for the first time won't be in the finals of a single ball elimination on Prodigy. And the last one to exit and set up the final showdown was Coach Gene, who picked the wrong time to have the ball slip off his hand. So it's Charlie and Christian. And this will be a heads-up match. No single ball stuff here. We'll bowl a 10-frame match. Scratch. Didn't mention it earlier, but they've been bowling on Highway to Hell today. This is not the house shot. This is Highway to Hell. And Christian will start off. Oh, he threw a pretty good one. Made the adjustment finally to put that ball in the pocket. But that 6-pin wraps around the 10 and he leaves the 10-pin. He's been working on the throw it straight release, but he's going to go with the plastic ball on this one. And he threw it out there to the right as if he expected it to hook. That plastic ball will not hook. And he is open in the first frame. Charlie takes a lead before he ever throws a shot. And he gets a crossover strike. Charlie is not lined up. He struggled in our single ball elimination portion of this competition, and it doesn't look like he has quite found the line. And that is twice now his ball has come up and hit a little flat in the pocket. The first time he left the weak 10 earlier. This time the ball just deflects completely off to the right and sends the 5-pin in front of the 8 for an 8-10 leave. This is not the kind of leave you would expect to see a power player face. But he just didn't catch it at the bottom of the swing. Go for one. So Charlie is open in the second frame, and now Christian gets the lead back. And he hasn't really done anything to speak of yet. Ah, the power of spares. Well, that one was certainly wide enough. I wonder sometimes with these kids, when they make an adjustment, do they try to just throw it wider? Or do they move their feet left and keep their target the same, or even migrate their target left a little bit? That's what they should be doing. Oh, and he sends this one wide. Oh, it comes back. He gets the 1-2-4 on the outside. Not the way we teach it, but sometimes you take what you can get. Goes back to his scandal. And that one's way wide. Can't throw it out there. This isn't a house shot. And that 1-pin lead vanishes simply on the loss of count as he gets 7 on the first ball. You want to get the ball to the left of the head pin here and let the ball take out all 3 pins, and he does it perfectly that time. Charlie has the same problem. He sends it out there into Never Never Land, and the ball just won't come back. He's lucky he didn't leave a washout on that, given his entry angle, but the 1-2-8 is challenging enough. You want to put the ball between the 1 and the 2 with a little hook on it. Careful you don't run by the 1, but he gets it. Looks like Charlie is going to make a change in balls here. And that one labors a bit in trying to get back. It looked like it wanted to turn left, but it just kind of hung a little bit. And he's faced with the 2-4-5. Goes to his urethane ball, I believe, and he's shooting this down the left side of the lane. Hear it rolling over the thumb hole. I like that technique. And he converts the 2-4-5. We've seen him shoot that down the right side of the lane before. I much prefer seeing him play it down the left like that. He won't chop as many. Christian goes Brooklyn on that one, but he'll take it. The lead is just 1 pin at the moment. Christian with a chance to extend it to 11 since he's working on a strike. You pile them up 10 at a time when you can stack one strike on top of another. Doesn't get the crossover, leaves the 5. At least he's taking his time. His tempo looks pretty good, even if his aim doesn't. But now Charlie up on lane 40. This time he gets it to come back, and it slaps out the 10 for a strike. And now Charlie with a chance to take the lead. Last week at the GYBT, I believe this is the ball he switched to in the closing frames when he finally seemed to find the line. But this time, this ball has the same difficulty that he was having with the other ball, as it doesn't quite kick enough at the very end, and he hangs a weak 10 as the 6-pin lays down in the channel. He goes straight and hard at it and converts the 10-pin. And now Christian has gone back to his yellow ball. A little indecision here, I would say. Gets it to just tickle the head pin, and the head pin does all the damage on the left side of the rack. It goes to the wall, takes out the 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. And that is a tossed salad strike right there. Christian up on the left. Again, a chance to extend the lead to 11 if he can strike. Oh, and he finally finds the pocket and stuffs one back. And Charlie gets that one right back in the pocket as well. That was a freight train going through the pins. Heavy, heavy roll. Pins had no chance on that one. And now Charlie with another strike here can close this match back down to just 1 pin. And he slaps out the 10. And this match is virtually deadlocked as Christian gets up in the 8th. Working on a double. Again, he can extend the lead if he keeps this string of strikes going. Oh, this time he doesn't get the mixer to go. as the 7 stubbornly refuses to fall, and that evens the match. Christian will go hard and straight at the 7 pin with his plastic ball. Right over the 4th arrow. Good shot. Now here we are. We've talked about it before. Down to the 9th and 10th frames where most of these matches are decided. Oh, and he doesn't get this one to quite make it back. He'd carried those 2 light mixers on the right lane, but this time the ball labors and does not get back, and he's got the 2, 4, 5. And look at this, the pin setters come down, and it swept it away. And he's going to go to the counter and get them to reset the 2, 4, 5. But now here's the situation. We've said this many times on the show before. Our matches on Prodigy are unofficial, informal, and impromptu, and we're bowling open play. This is not a sanctioned competition. It's not league. It's not a tournament. Now, last week, when we brought you the GYBT Tournament of Champions, that was a tournament. That was sanctioned. The week before, when we showed you the Roswell Varsity and Junior Varsity Tournament of Champions, that was a tournament. In those cases, when you have a mechanical problem like the pin setter sweeping pins off the deck, you would absolutely, in sanctioned play, have those pins reset and the player would reshoot or shoot the spare that he left. But in this situation, this is open play. They're not going to reset a spare for us. And actually, the guy at the counter, who is a fan of Prodigy Bowlers Tour, he looked at Christian. He said, "Hey, this is unofficial, informal, and impromptu. Go shoot your spare." So Christian, he has 7 on the first ball, but he's shooting a full rack for his spare. He's got to knock all 10 down to get a spare. And he gets 8. So he's credited with knocking 1 pin down on his second ball. And that's what happens when you're bowling open play. And he's like, yeah, but. Yeah, well, I always spell that word Y-A-B-U-T. Yabbit. Charlie now has a 15-pin lead, stepping up in the 9th frame. This may be over soon. Charlie smells victory now. That's a 25-pin lead with that turkey. And now, Christian, the best he can do is 190. If Charlie throws the next 2 balls in the gutter, he shoots 165. So he needs some more pins to mathematically put Christian out of it. But it doesn't look good for Christian right now. All right, through the nose, breaks up the split, gets 8. That actually reduces his lead now down to 23. So let's see, if Charlie were to throw this one in the gutter and get 8 out, he would have 181 in the 9th, 189. So Christians can still get 190. Spare here will do it. That's it. And with that spare, Charlie is your winner. He already has 193 with that conversion. Christian, the best he can do is 190. So another win on Prodigy Bowlers Tour for Charlie. We've seen that movie before. This one with a bit of controversy, as Christian will be complaining until his dying day of what happened to him in the 9th frame by a pin setter that is infested with ghosts. Going through the motions to finish it off. Puts one right in the pocket. He could have done that on the first ball in the 9th, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. I promise you, Christian will be talking about this for the next 3 weeks. Comes up light, leaves the 2-pin, so with a conversion, he will finish with a 180. And now we know, had there been a spare in the 9th, it wouldn't have made a difference in the outcome. Charlie is your winner of the 3rd Single Ball Elimination Challenge on Prodigy Bowlers Tour.
If a few extra pins are what you want, maybe you just need a little more power.
Final score of the final match, 203 to 180. It's Charlie who captures this Single Ball Elimination Challenge event over Christian in the finale. A reminder that our filming schedule over the summer could be somewhat irregular. However, I can tell you that immediately following the end of today's Single Ball Elimination Challenge, we continued to bowl. So we've got some additional action in the can, as they say, for a rainy day, so to speak. So I wouldn't anticipate many off weeks for Prodigy Bowlers Tour in the near future. Thanks for watching. A reminder to follow us on Twitter @Prodigy Bowlers and to join our Facebook group, where you'll get alerts whenever something new is coming out, and you'll see outtakes and other behind-the-scenes stuff from Prodigy Bowlers Tour. The group name? What do you think it is? Prodigy Bowlers Tour. And a reminder that if you're in the Atlanta area and are planning to attend Junior Gold in Cleveland next month, there's still time to join us these next 3 Saturdays, June 17th, 24th, and July 1st, for our Summer Spare Clinic at Brunswick Zone Roswell. It's a great way to tune up maybe the most important part of your game before you head off to Cleveland in late July. Thanks for watching Prodigy Bowlers Tour. This is Coach Randy reminding you to rock the lanes.